Welcome friend to the session on transistor amplifier. In this session, we'll be discussing about the very important parameters of the transistor, and these parameters are known as the hybrid parameters or H parameters of the transistor. In this session, we will see what we mean by H parameters, how we can analyze a circuit by using the H parameters. We will also see what are the different H parameters associated with a two-port network, and we will also see what are the H parameters that are associated with the transistor. And finally, we will see the equivalent circuit of the transistor. So friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, Learn with Prakash Khanade, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. So let us start our session with the concept of two-port network. You will find that in the study of electronics, frequently we need to analyze the circuit. And the circuit analysis is necessary because it will help us to understand the performance of the circuit or working of the circuit. By using circuit analysis, we can determine the values of voltages, currents, voltage gain, current gain that are associated with the electronic circuit. But circuit analysis is not easy, and therefore you will find that we need to adopt some methodology in order to analyze the circuit. You will find that it is possible that any given electrical circuit or any given electronic circuit can be considered as a two-port network. The two-port means there is some input port and there is some output port, and some input voltage is being applied, there is some input current. Also, there is some output voltage and there is some output current. So any electrical circuit can be considered as a two-port network. And you will find that when we consider the electrical circuit as a two-port network, then the analysis of the electrical circuit becomes very easy. Now, as shown in this figure, you will find that the network has an input port and output port. And input port are having the voltages, input voltages V1 and input current I1. Similarly, the output port has the output voltage V2 and the output current I2. That is, you will find that as far as this network is concerned, there are four variables that are associated. One is V1, I1, V2, and I2. Now, out of these four variables, it is possible that we can take two variables as independent variables, and we can take the two variables as dependent variables. So when you can do in such a way, then you will find that there are six possible combinations. Say, for example, I can take V1 and V2 as independent variables and I1 and I2 as dependent variables. Or I can take V1 and I2 as independent variables and I1 and V2 as dependent variables. So there are different possible combinations. So you will find that there are six possible combinations. And therefore, you will find that there are six parameters that are associated with any two-port network. The first parameter that is being called as a Z parameter. These parameters are called as the impedance parameters. Another parameter is being called as a Y parameter, or it is also called as the admittance parameter. The third parameter is the T parameter, and this parameter is also called as the transmission parameter. Another parameter is the T dash parameter, and this parameter is being called as the inverse transmission parameter. And then we have this parameter, which is a hybrid parameter or H parameter. And then again, the sixth parameter is there, and that is being called as a G parameter, or it is also called as the inverse hybrid parameters. So you will find that when you consider any electrical circuit as a two-port network, then there are six parameters that are associated with this network. And you can easily analyze the given circuit by using these six parameters. Now, in our study, we are not going to discuss all such parameters, but we are going to discuss only one parameter, and that is being called as a hybrid parameter. So as its name indicates that it is a combination, and that is the reason it is being called as a hybrid. So you will find that some parameters are open circuit parameters, some parameters are closed circuit parameters. But this is a combination of open circuit and closed circuit both, and therefore this parameter is being called as a hybrid parameter. So in this session, initially we will consider a two-port network and we will determine H parameters for the two-port network. And then we will apply the same thing to the transistor. And then we will see what are the different H parameters that are associated with the transistor. So now let us go for the determination of H parameters for the two-port network. Now suppose we have a two-port network where V1 and I1 as the input voltage and input current, and V2 and I2 as the output voltage and output current. Now, while determining the H parameters for the two-port network, what I will going to do is that V1 and I2 are to be considered as dependent variables, and V2 and I1 are to be considered as the independent variables. Therefore, for this two-port network, I can write two equations. The first equation is V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2, and I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. So this 1 that will stand for the input port. Many times the input port is being labeled as 1 and the output port is being labeled as 2. Now you will find that V1 and I2, these are the dependent variables. So their values depend upon other variables, while I1 and V2 are independent variables, and therefore we can write such equations. Now you will find that in these equations we have used 4 H parameters. The first one is the H11, second one is the H12, then the third one is H21, and then the fourth one is H22. Now I can write the definition for these H parameters. Now H11, this is the parameter, and it is being defined as the ratio of V1 to I1. That is, it is a ratio of input voltage to input current. And the condition for this is V2 must be equal to 0. That is, in this first equation, when you substitute the value of V2 equal to 0, then you can determine the value of H1, 1, and it will be V1 divided by I1. So this is the first parameter, and this parameter is being called as the input impedance parameter because it is a ratio of input voltage to the input current. Then the second parameter is H12 parameter, and it can be defined as V1 divided by V2 provided I1 is equal to 0. That is, in this first equation, when I substitute the value of I1 equal to 0, then I can get the value of H12, which is equal to V1 divided by V2. Now this parameter is being known as the reverse voltage gain parameter because normally voltage gain is output voltage divided by input voltage. But here the case is reverse, and therefore it is being called as a reverse voltage gain parameter. You will find that this first parameter is a closed circuit parameter because in order to make V2 is equal to 0, we need to short circuit the output. And the second parameter is an open circuit parameter because in order to make I1 is equal to 0, we need to open the circuit. Now the third parameter is the H21 parameter, and it is being defined as I2 divided by I1. So you will find that in the second equation, when I substitute V2 is equal to 0, then I can get the value of H21, which is equal to I2 divided by I1. That is the ratio of output current to input current. And this parameter is being known as the forward current gain parameter. And the fourth parameter is the H22 parameter, and it is being defined as I2 divided by V2 provided I1 is equal to 0. So in the second equation, when I substitute I1 is equal to 0, then we can get the value of H22, which is equal to I2 divided by V2. So this is the parameter, and it is equal to the ratio of output current to the output voltage. So you will find that this is the output admittance parameter because impedance is voltage upon current, but this is the reverse case, and therefore this parameter is being known as the output admittance parameter. So you will find that for any given two-port network, there are 4 H parameters associated. H11, that is input impedance, H12, that is reverse voltage gain, H21, that is forward current gain, and H22, that is output admittance. Now we will go for a transistor and we will see how we can determine the H parameters for a transistor. You will find that a transistor can be viewed as a two-port network. As we have seen earlier, that a two-port network means it has 2 ports, input port, output port, input voltage, input current, output voltage, output current. Now similarly, our transistor is having 3 terminals, out of which 1 terminal can be made common to both input and output. And therefore, a transistor can also be viewed as a two-port network. And you will find that when the transistor is viewed as a two-port network, then the input voltage V1 is being replaced by the voltage VB, because here I have made the emitter terminal common. It is not necessary that every time you can make the emitter terminal common. It is also possible that you can make either base or collector terminal common also. But when we make the emitter terminal common, then V1 is VB, then I1 is IB, then V2 is VC, and I2 is IC. And therefore, for this transistor, I can write the two equations like this. VB is equal to HI IB plus HRE VC. IC is equal to HFE IB plus HOE VC. So instead of writing H11 and H12, H21 and H22, what we have written is that we have replaced that H11 by HI, H12 by HRE, H21 by HFE, and H22 by HOE. So now we can say that there are 4 H parameters that are associated with the transistor. Now when VC is equal to 0, now in the first equation when I substitute VC is equal to 0, then I will get the value of HI, that is VBE divided by IB. That is the input voltage, base to emitter input voltage VBE divided by input base current. It is being called as the input impedance of the transistor. In the first equation, when I substitute IB is equal to 0, then I will get the value of HRE, that is VBE divided by VC. That is the input voltage divided by the output voltage. And therefore, this parameter is being called as a reverse voltage gain parameter. Similarly, in the second equation, when I substitute VC is equal to 0, then I will get the value of HFE, and this is IC divided by IB. That is the output current divided by input current. And this parameter is being called as the forward current gain of the transistor. And when I substitute IB is equal to 0 in the second equation, then I will get the value of HOE, and that is equal to IC divided by VC. That is the output current IC divided by output voltage VC. So this parameter is being called as the output admittance parameter. So you will find that there are 4 H parameters that are associated with the transistor, and these parameters are HI, that is input impedance, HRE, that is reverse voltage gain, HFE, that is forward current gain, and HOE, that is output admittance. You will find that in every of these parameters we have written this suffix E. So this suffix E will indicate that this is a common emitter configuration. That is, the emitter terminal of the transistor is being made common to both input and output. And HI will indicate the input impedance, R will indicate the reverse voltage gain, F will indicate the forward current gain, and O will indicate the output admittance. Now, as I said, it is not necessary that every time you can make the emitter terminal common, even though the common emitter configuration of the transistor is most popular one. But it is also possible that you can make the base terminal common, and such connection is called as common base, and you can make the collector terminal common, and such connection is being called as the common collector. And therefore, we can write 4 parameters for each one of this connection. So input resistance or input impedance for CB is written as HIB, for CE it is HI, and for CC it is HIC. The reverse voltage gain for CB is written as HRB, for CE it is written as HRE, and for CC it is written as HRC. The forward transfer current gain for CB it is being written as HFB, for CE it is written as HFE, and for CC it is written as HFC. And the output admittance for CB is written as HOB, for CE it is written as HOE, and for CC it is written as HOC. So you will find that whenever we write the H parameters for common base, we use the suffix B. When we write the H parameters for common collector, we use the suffix C. And when we write the H parameters for common emitter, we use the suffix E. Now, why should we study H parameters of the transistor? You will find that there are several advantages or benefits of using H parameters. You will find that H parameters, when they are determined for a given transistor at audio frequencies, then they are actually the real numbers. These H parameters can be easily measured. You will find that if you have been given a transistor, then you can plot the transistor characteristic curve. And by plotting such characteristic curve, you can easily obtain the H parameters of the transistor. you will find that the use of the H parameters is very useful, particularly when we want to analyze any circuit consisting of a transistor, or whenever you have been asked to design an amplifier by using transistor. Then in such a case, making the use of the H parameter is always useful or convenient. You will find that the transistors are manufactured by the companies, and whenever a company manufactures a transistor, then they specify the H parameter. So normally they prepare a data sheet for a transistor, and you will find that in the data sheet, the H parameter values of the transistor are given. And most commonly, the common emitter H parameters, such as HFE, HRE, HOE, you will find that such parameters are being commonly given. So that is the common emitter configurations of the H parameters are commonly mentioned in the data sheets of the transistor. Now we will go for the H parameter equivalent circuit of the transistor. You will find that whenever you have been asked to draw a circuit diagram, then normally we draw a circuit diagram containing various components such as capacitor, resistance, transistor. But you will find that when we want to analyze this circuit, then it is necessary that we can draw a AC equivalent circuit of the given circuit. So while drawing the AC equivalent circuit of the transistor, you will find that you can replace a transistor by using its H parameters. So for example, this is the base terminal of the transistor. This lower line is the emitter terminal, and this one is the collector terminal. So we have replaced this transistor by the input resistance HI. Then this is a source HRE into VC. This is a current source HFE into IB. The output current is IC, and the output resistance is 1 upon HOE. So you will find that in this equivalent circuit, the values of HRE, that is the reverse voltage gain, and the values of output admittance, they are very small. And therefore, it is possible that in order to simplify this AC equivalent circuit, we can neglect them. And therefore, we can redraw the equivalent circuit of the transistor. Now here you will find that we have neglected this HRE, and we have also neglected this 1 upon HOE. And therefore, we can redraw the circuit. So the input terminal, base and emitter will have the input impedance HI, input current is IB, the current source is HFE into IB, and then the collector current is IC. So whenever we want to analyze the circuit that is consisting of a transistor, then always we will replace the transistor by such H parameter equivalent circuit. It is also possible that you can replace the transistor by using its transconductance model. So transconductance is one of the parameters that is associated with the transistor, and you will find that it is to be defined as the ratio of forward current gain to the input impedance of the transistor. So normally we use the symbol G suffix M, GM, and GM is being defined as HFE divided by HI. But HFE is the forward current gain, and it is being defined as IC divided by IB, and HI is the input impedance, and it is being defined as VBE divided by IB. Therefore, IB will get cancelled, and therefore we will get the value of GM as IC divided by VBE. That is the collector current to base to emitter voltage for common emitter configuration. So by using this GM, we can rewrite or we can redraw the AC equivalent circuit for the transistor. You will find that the HI is being kept as it is. Only this source is being replaced, and this source is being replaced by GM into VB, because IC is equal to GM into VB, and therefore this source can be replaced by GM into VB. This is the load resistance that can be connected to the circuit, across which we can measure the output, and the input voltage is the base to emitter voltage. So this is the base terminal, this line is the emitter terminal, and this line is the collector terminal of the transistor. So you will find that GM is a very important parameter of the transistor, because GM is used to measure the sensitivity of the transistor. You will find that if you have a high value of GM, then such transistor is good, particularly when you want to use the transistor as an amplifier. So thank you friends for viewing the sessions. Hopefully you have understood the concept of H parameter and the AC equivalent circuit of the transistor. If you have any queries, then you can write it to me, or you can ask the questions in our oral discussion. Thank you all for viewing the session.